know if you've been surprised that the administration has not been more public out and about saying that the American public may have to actually effectively take on some of this if you believe in those freedom and those values.
Yes, and it happened before, Andrew. It happened in the 1960s when the civil rights movement hit. By the way, blacks and whites took on more responsibility and pain, but a lot of folks decided not to buy at certain things in the South, and that caused the whites-only signs down. By the private sector integrated the South. It wasn't the government. Here you have, again, the private sector opening up the economy, providing access to capital, providing contracts and opportunities. There was $52 billion in social justice commitments last year, paying off now.
Maybe a curveball for you, but I want you to weigh in on what I think is a moral business issue. And since I think you think about this stuff all the time, we were talking earlier about a lot of the U.S. businesses that are now shutting, at least temporarily, in Russia. The question is going to be whether and when they could ever restart in Russia. Under what terms do you think that they could or should?
Regime change. I think we've been kicking this can down the road as long as we can. I think that you've seen people fire their leaders here that lied to them and misrepresented them. You see people quit jobs from employers that didn't respect them. You're seeing Americans saying, I'll pay a little bit more higher in the pump for a leader that's abusing you're seeing, basically murder in exchange for money halfway around the world. They're saying, I'm not going to participate in that. I think that people are wanting more and more to live our values, not unreasonably so. But I think that companies who do this are going to benefit from standing for right. People want to work for companies that have values, that have principles, that stand for something. I think that they benefit from pulling back.
John,
and I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
What do you say, though, to those who say, look, this is virtue signaling? When it's coming out of your pocket, not saying something in China here, saying something in Russia here, saying something in Florida here, not saying something in Florida here. There's no consistency to it.
Well, there's no consistency in raising your children sometime either, but you still do that. Look, we're not perfect, but a saint is a sinner that got up. You make the best decision you make in front of you at that moment, and you pivot, as my minority small businesses have done, when you can. There's some things that people cannot change or feel they cannot change. Maybe companies believe they can't go against China right now. But China's not invading another country. Russia did, and Russia economically is a spindle, is nothing. And this is something we can do. This is something all of us can do to send a signal that this will not be tolerated. And sometimes virtue signaling is all you need to pivot societies in the right direction. We have a common enemy, and we have a common aspiration, and we have a common cause. That may be enough, Andrew.